You assumed the risk. You tried to shift the risk to the defendant, but that was part of your mistake. Do you think it was reasonable? What if I were in my car and he collided with me? That would have been your responsibility. And I feel for you. I know you're out the money. And maybe you thought you were doing a good thing for him, to encourage him. But there is a responsibility to the community that's broader than that. That's why we have these rules. I have nothing further.
Well, gentlemen, we're going to excuse you both while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
This courtroom is now in recess.
First off, with respect to you both, I don't like this assumption of the risk theory. Not if the defendant said, I'm going to pay you back. If the defendant said, I'm going to pay you back, and then now wants to hide behind, but it's on you because you let me have it, I wouldn't go there. I don't think the defendant's saying that. You know, I feel like liability is established, but as we all know, that's only part of it. I mean, Patricia, you pointed it out. He has no evidence of damages, so he doesn't have a lawsuit. I guess his theory is that he wants us to compensate him for the work he'd previously done on the bike, and now the bike's no good. He's sold it for junk.
He wants to be reimbursed.
But I don't see any legal basis for doing that, especially since I don't know if he's damaged. I don't know what he sold those parts for. I don't know if he was already compensated for the extra work.
And we don't know whether or not between the time of the damages something else could have happened. We don't know whether or not what was damaged was the work that he had improved. He has not submitted damages. I mean, we don't have to, in my mind, get into whether or not there's any responsibility of who owes what. We can't order the defendant to pay anything because we don't know what the damages are. And he has his $1,200, so the truth is he's not suing him for that. It's not in here as part of our issue, so he's now basically up $1,200.
Yep.
That's it. So
I concur in the result, but I think this is a classic case of assumption of risk.
Even if the defendant says, I'm gonna pay you?
Even if he said, oh, I'll pay you. But it doesn't matter. It's only
it doesn't matter, but I suppose, you know, I had such a strong reaction to it. And I guess really the theory is that, you know, somebody's supposed to be the adult. You got to adult up and say, I'm not going to let you do something that you're not experienced enough to do.
But imagine saying to somebody, you can have it, but don't damage it. I mean, okay, as long as you told me. Otherwise, I would have just driven it off a cliff. I mean, it makes no sense.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's out of pocket $1,200 because the defendant laid it out for the plaintiff. So technically, there's a balance here, and he has no proof.
He doesn't have a case.
Of damages.
He doesn't have any proof of damages. So there you
good.
go. We're unanimous.
Dismiss it.
We have deliberated and reached a unanimous verdict. I'm not so sure, Mr. De Jesus, that your understanding of the rules for riding a motorcycle and the permits that are required is accurate. I was playing around on this little thing called the internet during the testimony, and there are some requirements. He should have a motorcycle permit. He should have.
Okay.
That's not the biggest problem with your case. You know, Mr. Conches, I spent a long time with you trying to establish whether or not you thought you were liable. The fact of a wrong act or a negligent act is only one part of the analysis as to whether or not a lawsuit can succeed. You have to have proof of damages, and you don't have them. You did not submit into evidence what it was going to cost to repair this bike. So what you want us to do is to compensate you for the money that you previously spent on the bike. You also told us that you sold the bike for parts. We don't know what you made on those parts. We don't know if you made more than you spent on the bike. We have no idea. It's not in the record. You're suing here for the cost to repair your damaged motorcycle. You haven't submitted any evidence of what those costs would be. And I should point out, by the way, that my colleagues think that there's a very good argument regarding assumption of the risk, and they pulled me along, but it doesn't matter. You haven't submitted any damages, so you don't have a lawsuit that can succeed. Not in this forum, frankly, or I don't think any other, but it doesn't matter. We're going to have to dismiss. Stay safe out there. Good luck to you both.